Hello, this is Sarita, and I'm here to help you understand the truth about who you are. So I'm really delighted to share a meditation with you today in which we are going to come into relationship more profoundly with our egos, heal our ego, and integrate the ego into balance with the heart center within this divine laboratory of our being. So in a funny sort of way, what I'm about to share with you is a kind of heart-brain coherence technique, because we are going to merge the ego with the heart-brain. So basically the mind-brain with the heart-brain, so that we can come into a zero point, a place of balance within us. And I did this meditation with my group this week because we were all feeling really out of kilter. And obviously the ego is your survival-based mechanism. And I've talked about this in other videos. You need the ego in order to be able to exist within this realm. It's a tool, it's an analytical tool. It's a tool like an arm or a leg might be, and it has a specific role. So it's your survival mechanism. It analyzes information and it keeps you alive. It gets you to assimilate information so that you don't do silly things like step in front of a car when you cross the road. But what's happened to us in our culture, in societies, is that we've revered the ego to such a point that we value brain intelligence above all else. And we've let go of our heart wisdom. And bear in mind that our heart has more neurites within it than our brain. Brain matter is made of neurites and our heart has more of them. So our heart is a bigger brain, if you like. And when you revere your kind of brain intelligence above everything else, what that's really doing is it's keeping you rooted in separation. Survival mechanism, stress mechanism is going to keep you separate because it holds the limited understanding and the awareness that we must survive at all costs, even if that means trampling over others to do so. So the heart, by contrast, understands and knows intrinsically that we are whole and eternal. And so what we really need to do in order to have happy and fulfilled lives is to come into balance with these two things and not try to let go of the ego or transcend the ego and leave it behind, or to belittle the ego. We need our ego. It's a part of us. We need to be able to love our ego just as we would an arm or a leg. And so what this meditation does is it really allows you to perceive your ego, to heal any facets of it using love frequencies. So basically, I call them flavors of love, but a frequency like, we're going to use frequencies of forgiveness, compassion, peace, amusement, and I can't remember what the last one is because I did this meditation 2 days ago and I was in an altered state. So we're going to use those frequencies to heal the ego. And this was such a beautiful meditation because all of us who did this meditation suddenly realized that on this spiritual journey, we've actually lost, or we had lost, the recognition that we need to love our egos. It's always been this thing that we have to kind of overcome or transcend, or that wasn't serving us. And the fact of the matter is, it is serving us. It just needs to be brought into balance with the rest of us. So it was very healing and really beautiful to connect with my ego. And this is what everybody else felt as well. And it was just utterly divine to forgive my ego for mistakes that it had made, just like you would forgive yourself for all the mistakes that you make. We're all just making so many mistakes. That's how we learn and grow, but we need to be able to forgive ourselves for those mistakes. So it was really beautiful to do that. And then at the end, working with the frequency of amusement was actually fantastic because, you know, in the current climate, it's very easy to be overwhelmed because, to all intents and purposes, what we are witnessing is very dark. It looks very despairing and horrifying, really. And so it was quite a good frequency to use because it brings us back into the awareness that this is all an illusion, that we are here merely to learn stuff. And if we can hold a frequency of amusement as we are witnessing what's going on around our day, we're obviously elevating our own frequencies, and that's going to serve us better. It allows us to take things more lightly, to integrate more light into our being. So this was really quite a profound meditation. It's going to be super good for any of you who feel rooted in egoic principles, which of course we're all dealing with. You know, the principles of separation, of fear, anxiety, having to survive, being different, you know, feeling different like we all do, feeling ostracized or outcast, all of those kind of survival feelings that we're all dealing with right now are going to be healed a little more during this meditation. As I say, what it's going to do is it's going to anchor in the ego into the heart center, and you're going to feel really actually quite blissful and sublime at the end of this. So this is how the meditation is going to go. It's really simple, really easy. I'm going to relax you, and I'm going to get you to feel yourself in the darkness, in the space of the all that is, the void, okay? And it's lovely working in the void because the void is full of infinite potential. So we have the potential to change from this void space, from the cosmic womb of all creation. So we're going to get you to feel into that void space. And then I'm going to get you to feel the space within your head, okay? And how deep and expansive that space is. And then I'm going to get you to find within that space your ego. And this is quite an interesting exercise. Maybe you're going to visually see an object. That's what I did. I had a visual picture of my ego. Some people felt into their ego. Lots of people in the group felt that the ego, or they felt into the ego that it was within them and all around them. And of course, we are within and without. That's the microcosm, macrocosm aspect. So you're going to allow yourself to perceive or feel into your ego and feel the thoughts and patterns and beliefs that are running in the ego. And you're going to perceive those from the place of being the observer, witnessing them without judgment. Because of course the ego is the thing that judges. It's the thing that attaches to different ideas. And when you're the observer, when you're coming from that place of space and omnipresence, you can witness things exactly as they are. You're not kind of sucked in and involved with them. So we're going to witness the programs that are running in the ego and how they feel and how they've affected our physical bodies, our energetic bodies, our relationships with other people, and our life experiences. So I'm going to get you to feel into all of that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to breathe into the ego with flavors of love, frequencies of love. And you don't need to kind of intentionally heal or fix the ego. Just breathing into the ego with these flavors of love is going to shift and change them. And so you're going to imagine the breath coming into the ego and expanding and filling the ego and merging and mingling with the ego. And then you're going to allow yourself to witness again what shifts and changes have occurred. And then once we've done that, I'm going to ask you to deliberately, consciously connect your ego to your heart center. And I used a lemniscatic form, a figure of 8, but however this manifests for you is absolutely fine. So you might use a symbol and place the same symbol in both, or perhaps you'll actually allow them to merge completely, or maybe you'll connect them with a line. Whatever works for you is absolutely fine. This is your process. And as always, I'm going to say again, you are a sovereign being. I'm merely guiding you in this channel and in these meditations. So take from what I'm offering whatever serves you, dump what doesn't serve you, and always follow your own intuition, either when I'm speaking to you or in the actual meditation. So if your intuition tells you to do something differently, in the meditation than what I'm guiding you to do that. Follow your own intuition, your own sovereign self, basically. So that's the meditation. I hope you enjoy it. I found it seriously profound, and it really helped me come into a sense of feeling very peaceful, actually, which was much needed on the day that I was doing the meditation. So that all being said, I'm going to invite you to sit up straight if you can for this meditation. Obviously, if you're constrained by injury, then lie down. You're going to take a breath in, a breath out, and close your eyes. And feel the immediate relief of that sweet darkness, the calling in of the black inky void as your eyelids close. Feel this darkness all around you. Feel yourself at the center of the darkness. And begin to follow your breath, letting every in-breath take you more and more deeply into the darkness, into the center of your own being. Deeper and deeper into the core of yourself. Down and down into the depths of the void. Darkness within you, darkness beneath and above you, on either side of you, all around you. Inky black darkness, offering tranquility, offering space within you. And can you bring your awareness to all of the space within your head? Go into the depths of this space and feel its size within you. Feel the shape of the space within your head. How deep does it go? How wide and expansive is it? And within this space, can you allow yourself to perceive your ego? What does your ego look like? Can you perceive it as the observer? Does it have shape or form? Does it have color? Is it in one place or many places? Does it have motion or vibration? What about personality? Does it hold personality? Allowing yourself to perceive and explore the consciousness of your ego within this vast space of your head. Bringing it into a sharper focus for you. And as you observe your ego, can you allow yourself to also perceive some of the thoughts that repeat within the ego, some of the mental constructs or patterns or beliefs that it holds? As the observer, allow yourself to see what your ego sees and thinks. Try not to make any judgments about it. Become the witness of what you are seeing. Just noticing these thoughts, these patterns, these beliefs. And can you also notice how these thoughts and patterns may be affecting your physical body? And how do they affect your energetic body? How do they affect your relationships? How do they affect the circumstances of your life? Witnessing. And now that you have a more fully aware focus of how the ego plays out within the creation of your being, of your life, we are now going to breathe into the ego with flavors of love. And the first flavor is compassion. So using your breath, your will, your imagination, you are going to begin to breathe into the ego, filling it with the breath of compassion. Feel compassion flowing in and touching all the aspects of your ego. Compassion for the ego and all that it does for you. Let the breath caress all the aspects of this ego. And feel and notice what happens as compassion and breath alchemize with the ego. No forcing, just the gentle breath of compassion. And pausing, we are now going to breathe into the ego with the breath of kindness. Breathing in and filling the ego with this soft and beautiful frequency. Feel the kindness flowing in, touching all the aspects of ego within you. And feel and see any changes within that may be unfolding as we merge breath, kindness, ego. pausing, we are now going to breathe with the breath of forgiveness into the ego. Let this frequency flow in and permeate all aspects of ego. The frequency of forgiveness. And feel how forgiveness touches and molds and reshapes the ego with its light touch. And feel a new alchemy within you. And pausing, you are now going to begin to breathe into the ego with the frequency of peace. Breathing in and filling the ego with the breath of peace. Feel the breath flowing in, stroking, caressing, gently touching all the aspects of ego within you. Peace flowing in. And feel how peace affects the ego, gently changing it, softening it, opening it. A divine alchemy of breath, peace, ego. And pausing. Finally, we will breathe into the ego with the breath of amusement, a lighter breath. Breathing in deeply with the frequency of amusement and letting this frequency fill and permeate and swirl around the ego, mixing with it, mingling with it. Amusement. Feel the ego lightening up. Becoming affable and joyous. Becoming sparkly. Amusement flowing in with the breath. Shifting the functionality of the ego. Re-encoding it. Enlightening it. And now pausing, feel the alchemy of this new ego within the space within your head. A reinvented ego, reclimatized, recoded. And now, in any way that works for you, I invite you to connect your ego to your heart center. Perhaps they connect with smiles or with a light cord or a figure of 8. Perhaps with symbols or just thought intention. Making a new connection between the heart center and your ego. An integrated, balanced connection. Rooted in awareness and wholeness, and with an unconquerable desire to evolve. And now that your connection is established, I invite you to come back into the room and open your eyes.